Ish. Yeah, ne? This weather. Yeah, we're gonna check the bikes anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna check the bikes and start some cooking.
A few moments later.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, nah. The bikes are absolutely soaked. The weather is better, so ish, we might just go for a ride now, just to get some air. But yeah, we'll play it by ear and see what's up. Yep, for going for it. Let me also warm up my bike. Yes, that's loud.
So we finally arrived at Mashishing. We're so glad to see that the sun is out and we could play in the curves. Longtom Pass is just one of those mountain passes which demand that you just stop aside and appreciate the views. I could not just keep riding after seeing this. When we got to Sabie, the sun was out, so we stopped at a restaurant, had lunch, and then headed out. Seeing the darkening clouds, we decided to head back to Dullstroom. We did not want to be caught in the rain going up Longtom Pass. The road leading from Sabie to Longtom is quite technical. It's also quite nice, but it only serves as a warm-up for Longtom Pass. When you get to Longtom Pass, you're greeted by seemingly endless mountain views. It's almost like nature is just showing off at this point. So I had to just slow down and just appreciate this view. If you want to ride Longtom Pass spiritedly, make sure you're comfortable with flipping your bike left to right and back in a very controlled fashion, of course. As we approached Mashishing again, the weather started to turn. It was starting to be a bit more foggy, and it looked like it might rain at any minute. So I had to pick the pace up. As we pulled out of Mashishing, it was evident that we were going to be caught in some bad weather. So for our final leg towards Dullstroom, we switched to our clear visors. We eventually found our way out of the town, and it seemed like the weather had given us a break. We were dearly, dearly mistaken. We actually don't mind the rain. We've ridden in rain so many times. We're actually very comfortable in the rain. However, in the distance, I could spot that there was some mist which we're going to have to go through. And that was very concerning on a road that you're not familiar with. We cleared the mist with relative ease and thought that would make it scot-free to our destination. However, the weather changed for the worst. The combination of lightning, flooded streets, severely compromised vision, and of course the very strong crosswinds, we had no option but to wait it out. Once the crosswinds subsided, we set off again. We were only 2 kilometers away from our destination. This was the final push. We finally arrived in Dullstroom. We, however, had one more challenge to face. The final 800 meters to our accommodation was gravel, and we knew that after the storm that had just passed, it would be very, very slippery.